CPT. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm just playing the ad right now.
Oh shit, I'm muted. But what's up? What's up? I was just saying, welcome to episode Honest Conversations. This is episode 5. Damn, that fucked my whole intro up. Damn.
You gotta re-rock it. Hey.
Re-rock it. Hey, I'm about to end this shit. Start it over. All right, stay right there. Don't.
All right, man.
Cut.
Calm down.
Cut.
Calm down.
Cut. Hey, can I get it? I need a timestamp on that one. Whatever. Fuck it. We here. But what's up? How y'all doing? Happy New Year to everybody in the chat. Hope y'all had a good holiday, Christmas, New Year, everything. Hope everybody's in good health. Are you guys, I know we were just talking, are you guys all good? Y'all having a good New Year so far?
So
Excellent.
far, it's been very productive.
Excellent.
Ooh, productive. How's it been productive?
I've just gotten all my ducks in a row. Like I'm, getting ready for school because school starts a whole week earlier than I thought. So like that kind of threw off my January a little bit. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm trying to get that right. I'm trying to like get my podcast and stuff right and all that stuff. So yeah.
I got you. Making moves, making moves. I respect it. Ugh, excuse me. And when are you making the big move?
Couple weeks. Like the week after MLK Day. So I'll be taking my shit and packing up from McCole, Wisconsin, and moving down to the nice. Yes, sir. I'm taking my talents to South Beach, not South Beach, South Beach exactly, but yeah, I'm going to Florida. Man.
It's close enough. It's close enough.
Yeah, hey, couple hours. I ain't tripping. I'll drive.
Listen,
See the vibe, the tings.
and that's a nice drive too. A nice drive. But I digress. I'm talking too much anyways. Bach, what up, man? Jimmy, what's up?
Yo,
Shout out to Vital. Let me know my mic was muted.
word.
Fuck my shit up, but it's all good. It's all good. All right, but let's go ahead and jump into the topics. So, first thing I wanted to discuss, it's been a lot of what would you call it, drama these past couple weeks or so. Just on the
Madness.
low key mixing in with the holidays and all that shit. But it's been a lot of drama and stuff going on the different type of socials. So Joe Budden, Jay Prince Jr. All right, that was kind of a big topic. The first run-in actually kind of happened. Was it maybe about a week and a half ago or so? Something like that, where basically Jay Prince Jr. and Joe Budden was in a room at Clubhouse. Prince was kind of pressing Joe because he said he didn't really like how he would discuss some artists, talk about them on his platform. And Joe was kind of just Joe, and like I don't do that. I don't do shit for views. I don't feel I was disrespecting nobody. But yeah, Prince wasn't really feeling that, and he let him know that I don't like that shit you doing, and you know what you did. So that was basically the whole thing. I thought he handled himself well, but Twitter and everything was like, damn, Joe getting pressed on Clubhouse, Joe bitching up on Clubhouse and all that. I was just like, all right, whatever. But we actually got a follow up to that, which I wasn't expecting. Royce had started a room on Clubhouse, where they had pinged Joe and Prince in the room, just kind of talking about unity as a whole. And they kind of got some clarity on, the whole situation. But before we even get into that, I just want to know, like, what do y'all, like, as far as him stating his position as far as, I don't like how you be talking about artists. What's y'all stance on that?
You can take it away.
I'm just gonna start by saying that I don't know what I was like in Clubhouse's radius when that happened. I think I had logged on right afterwards because I remember seeing someone had made a room kind of like reacting to the Jay Prince Joe Budden thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Joe Budden was in there. And at
Yeah.
that point, I had kind of figured something happened. But I try not to engage celebrity gossip and drama unless it's something pertinent to the art. Um, and so, in my mind, we kind of talked about this. Where I said something about this in the Discord chat. I think that I would. I think that the Joe Budden podcast material sometimes can get gossipy. I don't think it's like a knock against them though. Like I don't think it's like them being what's the word I'm looking, messy. I don't see them being messy people.
Yeah, yeah.
I do think that like
Which I think is a difference.
there is a difference. But I do think that I can see how someone would sweat him for always being in the mix. Like I can see why someone would have an issue with his content, but I don't necessarily know if I agree with all like the antics. Like there's a way that you can speak to people, you know?
Right. Exactly. And that was really kind of the main theme because it was like, because it seemed like he was kind of pressing him about a specific issue. And Joe was coming from the standpoint of, well, what are you talking about? I don't really know what you're talking about because I don't feel like that's what I do. And we never really got a clear answer on that. But yeah, what you was about to say something, Drew?
No, I mean, I don't know. I hate when two like big figures like this get in a public space, or at least this is see like my whole gripe with the whole thing is the fact that it got leaked in the first place. The app like
Which we
makes it
know is
very-
gonna happen.
Right. The app makes it clear like you shouldn't be recording these conversations unless the people in the room know that's speaking on stage and shit like that. So I don't know. I just feel like the fact that it even got public was one thing, and then to have outside people commentary because we don't necessarily know Junior and Joe's relationship outside of their interaction on Clubhouse. So I don't like to think that shit can define them as men or whatever. Like you said, people on Twitter already ran with the narrative like, oh, he got hoed or he was, he got sunned or whatever you want to call it. But it's just like at the end of the day, it was it was two grown ass men in an industry that they've both been a part of for multiple years having a discussion on they shit, they culture, the shit that they helped build, all of that. So I don't know. I think it is what it is, but I'm happy that that somebody like Royce was able to step in and really like bring people back together and help.
That's
like you
facts.
said, unify.
That's facts. I fuck with Royce a lot, so I respect that a whole bunch. I guess my main issue with the initial room was just the fact of a lot of what Prince was saying, because he was kind of talking about like how he would bring up artists on the podcast and stuff like that. Because if you listen to the podcast, you know how Joe is. Like if he don't like something, he's just gonna write it off and be like, I didn't like that shit. I didn't listen to that. Whatever. Just because that's really his personality and how he goes through life. And so Prince was saying like, if you got a problem with something, you could address that in private. You could do that in private.
And he's right.
He's right, but at the same time, like, am I gonna do that in private to everybody whose music I don't like? Or am I gonna do that in private to these dudes that I really don't even know? Like, I don't know these dudes. I'm not friends with these dudes. And I got a podcast where people want to know my opinion. So I understand the standpoint of, you don't want to bash nobody. And the word that got thrown around a lot was disrespect. Like you disrespecting me. And yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
And
first of all, you're not my parent, so let's start there.
Disrespect is
And
taken
then
differently
too,
from everybody.
But right, we need to go
Not
back to
only that,
defining what disrespect is, though, because that kind of goes into
Why do
the
we
second
gotta do
room.
that?
Because
Why
what
do we have to do that though? When
What-
it's as simple as you're an adult and I'm an adult, and at the end of the day, our feelings shouldn't come into play when it comes to how we're treating one another. Because at the end of the day, if I feel disrespected,
They
that
shouldn't.
means I'm going to come and disrespect you, and then I'm going to make the situation a bigger deal than it had to been in the beginning. When somebody
Yeah.
could have just been an adult.
that's what happens. That's what happens though. People get in their feelings and people take stuff a certain way, which kind of that conversation leaked over into the room that Royce had started, because they started a room talking about like, you know, how we can stick together and stuff, and then because you have to have clear definitions of shit, right? So if like we as black people are gonna have like, you know, people that we see as valuable to the culture, and it's like, okay, we all have a platform, we all have a job to do, like what is considered disrespect and then what is just doing our jobs? Because in my opinion, and what Joe was saying was like me saying I don't like your music, or I don't like your music, or I don't like what you do, no matter how I say it or how you may feel about it, I'm talking about your music. I'm not talking about you personally. I didn't like that shit. So I'm not going to sit here and try and, you know, sugarcoat or mince my words perfectly just so you don't feel a certain way. Like, this is my platform. I have an opinion, and I'm going to say it how I see fit to say it. That's not disrespect. I'm talking about a craft, and you're a grown man who put out something to the world to be critiqued, and that's what's gonna happen. Not everybody's gonna like your shit.
I have 2 points to make really quickly. So the first point is, I think that's the trouble with gossiping. I think that's the trouble with making a career off of talking about other people. That's my bigger issue, is the fact that we have grown men and women who make a whole career off of talking about other people. I don't agree with that, like on an ethical standpoint, right? And then I think the second piece is, not everyone, because I'm one of these people. When I put some shit out into the world, I don't really give a fuck if you like it or not, and I would prefer if you kept that shit to yourself. Now, if you coming
That's
up
my
against
problem
my
with Buddy.
personality, if you coming up against my personality, right? I'm the type where I wouldn't have a Jay Prince stance, but I would be one of them artists that would call Joe Budden up and be like, bro, to be honest with you, I don't really care for you to critique my music. I wish you would just not talk about it. Like,
But why?
To go about it.
I mean, because at the end of the day, not every artist and not every person is doing stuff to be appealed to like appeal to other people.
The same
So
way
that's-
he feels about the podcast,
Right,
like, about his opinion.
but if that's the case, then why would you feel the need that you have to go out your way to make that phone call to him? Like, if that's the case and you putting it out because that's kind of my point. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I wish there was more people who felt confident enough to tell a grown person, you're hurting my fucking feelings, bro. I don't like when you do something because you hurt me. And it's up to you after that to continue to do something or not, knowing that you're hurting me. But I'm definitely the type of artist and the type of creator, the type of person in general, where if you're doing something that's hurting me, I'm going to call you and let you know I want you to stop. It's that simple. And I just don't like the way that it don't have to be publicly embarrassing and humiliating people. That's extra. And at the end of the day, this is Joe Budden's job. And I love Joe Budden. I love what he does. But I think on the opposite end of that, it's like, I also too can understand how some artists are just like, bro, they kind of maybe feel like it's like artistically virtue signaling. You know what I'm saying?
No, and I can understand being sensitive about it and being in your feelings about it, just because we're human and we're sensitive about the shit that we make. So, but at the same time, when you're making music or you're making whatever, and you're making that conscious decision to put it out in a public space, you have to realize that that is leaving you, that is no longer a part of you, and that it's open for public critique. Like when you go pro, like in the NBA, NFL, whatever it is, you have to understand what comes with that. Like, you gonna get put on the stand, you gotta answer to the media, they're gonna nitpick and talk about every single thing you do, because it's a whole industry. It's trillions of dollars coming through here. So we gotta, you gotta adhere to the circumstances. Now, I'm not saying you gotta do it. Yeah, a lot of people hate that shit. That's why
They don't ask anything of substance. That's why you can tell, like, when athletes look at them and they're like, bro, what the hell? I've seen so many compilations of athletes just being like, bro, can you stop asking me stupid questions? Like,
yeah. Hey, but guess what? It's in the contract.
It's bullshit, bro.
It's in the contract.
I think for me, it boils down to the issue of ownership in the artistic world and in the information world, academic, wherever world you in. My problem is with the fact that when I put something out into the world, it's almost like society wants you to relinquish complete control over it and then allow it to be picked at and feasted on by other people. And either they can completely take it out of context. Like people love talking about context. I see people talk about that a lot, but people don't take into consideration when someone works hard and they love something and something is a piece of them, and you take it and run with it, and then you don't even think about how you're speaking when you talk about something so close to my heart. Like, I don't care about that being the industry. At the end of the day, it's just about human decency, and it's like treating people how you want to be treated. That's how I
But
see
we
it.
human decency though is something that we have never as a species been able to depend on though, like ever.
I don't
Because
have people disrespect me on a daily.
well, no, you're talking about the people around you, like the people that you chose to
Right.
keep close to you. But I'm saying on a worldwide standpoint, because once you put some out, it's accessible to the whole world. And I'm saying when you put the whole world against each other, like people aren't decent people. People aren't human beings because human beings are selfish. Human beings want to do what pleases them, and they don't really give a fuck about your feelings. So
I don't, I'm
just
not. I'm
knowing
not
that,
gonna make that. I'm not gonna make that general of a statement. All I'm gonna say
but
is I can only
but
speak
it's
for.
been proven
I can
though.
only speak for this conversation right here, right now. In my life, it hasn't been proven. So I'm only gonna speak for me, right? In my life, people have told me time and time again that even when I expected them to do the worst, they gave me grace, and I gave them grace, and vice versa. Now that could speak to my level of awareness. That could speak to the vibrational frequency I'm on. That could speak to the things that I project out into the world and I get it back. Like when you're talking about my belief
The
system, that I just
vibrational
don't agree with
frequency.
that. I don't agree with that belief system. I see what you're saying though, but we want to see change in the industry. I just don't think it's fair that we keep talking about being proponents of change in the industry, but then when it's time to hold somebody to the fire, we just fall back on that's just the way the thing are, the way
Well,
that things
hold on,
are.
hold on, hold on, hold on. That's a whole another conversation though. Because if we really want to change the industry, first off, we have to realize that you can't change the industry. You got to burn the shit down and start over. That's it.
That's fine.
You can, and that is fine. But I'm saying that's you can't change it in that sense of just changing the opinions of people because if people feel how they're gonna feel, you can't change them. And but I do also kind of understand the standpoint of like people like to hear opinions, people like to hear critiques, people like to hear what other people think about certain things because we're social beings. We like to have that interaction of, hey, oh, I like this. That's why we run the social media. We want to a podcast or something when something drops because it's like, oh, I wonder what they thought of this. People think like that and people want to hear other people's thoughts. So
Right.
you as an artist or as a director or whatever it is that you put out, you have to be aware and conscious of the fact that, look, I fuck with this and I'm gonna put it out. I understand not everybody's gonna like it, but it is what it is. And people might talk crazy about it. People maybe talk, a certain way about it, and just about the music. Now, if you're talking about like personal life, how they're, other stuff like that aside from the music, that's another conversation and that's out of bounds. And at that point, that's something else. Like you're not doing your job at that point. That's being what I feel called disrespectful when you're bringing someone's personal life into the topic. I'm talking about the conversations that only involve the music. And another point that Joe was bringing up in the room was that everybody wants to get sensitive about their shit. Everybody wants to feel some type of way about what I may have to say about it. But nobody wants to acknowledge all the good shit that I be saying about people. When I be
That's
bigging
true.
up people,
That is so true.
I say, oh, yo, this fucking St. John album, that shit was so fucking fire. I have not stopped playing it. St. John ain't calling me saying, yo, I appreciate that. But let me say, I didn't really like that St. John track you put out. He calling my phone the next day talking about, yo, why you said that on your platform? But it's like, you can't play both sides. Like if you fuck with the media, you fuck with the media. If you don't fuck with the media, you don't fuck with the media. Like don't
I
try and
agree.
pick and
I agree
choose
with
when you wanna do that because that's what artists do. And then like I said, I understand it. People are sensitive about this stuff and they only want to hear people say good stuff. But you gotta pick what side of the fence you on.
I think
I
I
mean,
think
I
it's just
think that.
important.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think it's just important that we also recognize like our self worth in a lot of like in a realistic version of that. So a lot of these people's opinions aren't worth a damn. So
Yeah.
granted, they're able to comment negatively and send that negative energy your way freely. It's not
I'm
really
on
like
YouTube comment section.
so. It's just like I don't think it's about specifically the fact that it's I don't want it to be judged by everybody. I think it's more so if they were more create if they were more constructive with their criticism, if it didn't come across so haterish, And
Mm-hmm.
if maybe they approach me the way that they maybe would like to be treated if they put something out into the world to be received, I think that's more so the point. And I understand that and I get that, but
Mm-hmm.
obviously it don't work like that because people are so quick to just react and they want to be
Yeah.
the fucking center of attention and shit like that all the time. So it is. I like I said, I just think that we got to keep in mind because like even Jay-Z said, who gives a fuck about the Billboard people? Who give a fuck
Right.
about the Grammys? People talk shit about the
Exactly.
Grammys all the time. The Grammy board, they don't know what the fuck they talking about. So at the end of
Right.
the day, these opinions shouldn't fucking make or break a person or an artist in this specific scenario.
Right, because you choose to subject yourself to that if you're sitting there and reading all
And
the
sulking the
opinions and stuff
bullshit.
like that. Like
I think,
that's gonna throw your space off.
oh
Like
no,
if you
that is
just sit
true.
there. Yeah, but what's his name? I want to bring some up. What's his name? Boss Man Capacity. He kind of brought up a good point. It's simple, but he said, "Why does YouTube have a comment section?" Like just in talking about
Right.
like the need to give feedback or the need to
Yeah.
see what other people are saying because like when you watch a video on YouTube, right, what's the first thing you do? You go to the comment section after you watch the video, right? Because you want to read the comments. What did other people say about this, or what are they talking about in the comments? So like it's almost a natural feeling that you get when when you consume something or when you see something or listen to something because like I said, we're social people, so we want to have that other type of interaction. It looks different in 2021, but that's just the type of people that we are.
I
I be
mean,
seeing that shit on Instagram. Oh, go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say that. I mean, at the end of the day, I think that one of the main reasons why I want to be able to voice for myself and to speak for myself is because I think that there should be space for more than one paradigm. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I live in a space where you're not right and I'm not right and vice versa. So like I'm not wrong and you're not wrong. Things just are. And so
Hmm.
I don't like how everything has to be so black and white when we talk about certain stuff and there's no
Right.
room for there to be gray because life is gray. Life is never just this is this and that is that. And
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
I just want to I want to just let that be known because I saw somebody saying some mean stuff about me and I don't appreciate that. I'm I'm gracing you
What?
all with my presence, so that's what I want
Hey.
in return. So let's have some
Hey.
respect, okay?
Hey. NJ slander will not be tolerated. Let me just say that right now. I don't know
But
who it was.
and then too like
Who I got a ban? Was it on YouTube?
yeah, it was on YouTube. But then too like my thing is I think that I do think that I appreciate Joe Budden for coming in the forefront. You feel what I'm saying? Like I appreciate
Mm-hmm.
him for saying what he says, and that's why when you said what you said, well, we can't have it both ways. I took that into consideration because I thought like every time I've been mad at something he said, there's been 150 more times that he said something that I really agree with and I needed to hear. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what I think brings back to my point where it's good to see both sides and to see that maybe like something that we see as positive can really be at our detriment and something that's
Mm-hmm.
at our detriment can really be something that builds us up and makes us more strong.
Right. And that just comes with being self-aware and just about, you know, your feelings. Like if you can realize that you're sensitive about something and that somebody may be speaking negatively about what you say, you may not like it, but you have to be aware enough to the point where you can say, I don't agree with that or I don't appreciate what they're saying, but it's their right to have an opinion and say what they want to say because at the end of the day I put it out and it's public and I allow people to critique it. So it is what it
So
is. And
I have a question though. I have a question. I'm
mm,
going to pause you right there because her name is Shanta. Hi Shanta. She says that I can't handle
oh
emotions. So
shit.
I want to ask you guys. No, I want to open up the room because I'm going to respond.
Mm,
I want to ask you guys, what is the difference between someone just being nasty and saying
mm.
something in a nasty way and someone sharing an opinion? And is that responsibility bestowed upon the person who's talking, or is it bestowed upon the person who feels some type of way?
Well, I think what I was saying earlier about that line was I think when you're talking about people's personal like character wise, aside from the art that they may be putting out or the job that they may be doing, you know all that can be taken with a grain of salt. But when you're talking about someone's personal, that teeters the line of unnecessary to me. So even if you maybe using language that some would deem like to be, disrespectful or out of line, at the end of the day, you're talking about something that I'm doing publicly. So if you feel a way about it, then it is what it is.
Right.
So yeah, people may feel differently, but that's just kind of how I see it.
Okay.
I don't pay attention to them motherfuckers, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bean, bro. I don't give a fuck what you think.
Oh shit!
I put out music, so I had to numb myself to that. I really
But
did.
that's what I'm saying though, because like honestly, that's how I feel. Like even before I really did anything like publicly, like just going, because I was never like a super social person growing up or something like that, and people would always tell me, "Oh, why you do this? Why you do that?" And it's like, fam, I don't give a fuck about what y'all think. Like, I don't care what y'all are saying about me and all that shit. Because at the end of the day, that really does nothing for me.
At the end of the day,
doesn't.
I'll smack the shit out of you.
Facts.
The fuck.
And, never mind.
Hands
I'm gonna
work.
say that. But
I'm not even violent.
hands always working.
Hands and feet
Hands
work.
always work.
Yeah, like
They know the hands work.
No, but I just wanted to say that there's, and I'm speaking for myself once again, and I also want to say, because y'all are getting to know us, right? And if you go in the comment section, we're getting to know you as well. So I'm gonna give you the privilege of being honest with you off the bat. So being in my space and me granting you the privilege of speaking to you, right? I'm a sensitive person, and so I would like to work on maybe not taking things personal, because that's an issue that I have in like all areas of my life. But I do think that there's an unbalance when it comes to public figures and people speaking in public, and it's almost as if they're supposed to be built to take abuse, right? They're supposed to be built for people to speak to them ill, and it's like, I understand that, but at what point, as me being a consumer, like that's just the same. Like I caught myself one time in a Joe, not even Joe Budden's comments, but in somebody's comment section who I love, being very nasty. And I had to go back and delete the comment, because I'm like, first of all, I don't know this person. You feel what I'm saying? And I just thought, I was just like, when my podcast take off, when my art shit take off, do I want to continue to feed the culture of this is just the way that it is, and like this is how like we speak to artists, or is it just like, and like you said, how do I want to be spoken to? But I think, can I go into our next topic though?
Well, hold on. Finish what you're saying though. We gonna get there.
No, but yeah, like I think that's like all I was saying is just I just want to be as transparent as appropriate and let people know that I'm not the same. I'm not maybe Mandy from Horrible Decisions. Like I don't get off from people talking to me crazy in comments, and that's not saying that that's what's happening, but just in general moving forward, like I'm someone who I want to build a community here the same way that we built the community in a Discord chat where we have a certain way that we all communicate with each other and can disagree. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure. But again, that's more of like a back and forth, like communication on a personal level. When you're dealing with like comments online and stuff like that, that's not like, it's not really like that type of personal conversation. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of just take it for what it is. Some people may not agree. Some people may say something, but it's like I said, it just is what it is. But I do like that open, honest conversation though. Like just of, wanting to kind of open up and say something.
Them niggas used to tell Loaded they made the better compilations. I'll be the first nigga down there like, bro, what are y'all doing?
But
y'all
see, even
compare, and then that's what the reaction was. Like,
right.
I can't have an opinion. Like,
no, you can have an opinion, and I'm not,
opinion,
and I don't, bro, and I don't get mad at people saying that. But that's it. Like people will tell you whose opinion they care about because you'll get a reaction from it.
Yep.
But that's why none of that never bothered me. Like if I listen to all of y'all niggas in the comment section giving me suggestions and whatnot, it'll be my shit will be crazy. People saying, "Yo, the intro too long. Cut down the intro. The compilation's trash." Why you saying
the compilation? You do it.
Like fam.
That's what I call it. My reaction. You do the shit. Since you know how to do it, you got all these beautiful ideas. I appreciate the constructive criticism. You do it.
But and then like kind of not even really on topic, but like when we just gonna have the honest dialogue that with artists being sensitive, some of y'all is trash. Like, I'm sorry, some of y'all is trash, and some of y'all can't make good music.
That's not my place.
Yes, the fuck it is. They put the shit out, and you a consumer.
I could just not buy it. I just won't buy it.
Yeah, that's the other part of it. At what point do you just ignore the shit? If you don't like it, just, my mom always said, bro, if you ain't got nothing to say, nothing good to say, just don't say it.
Click out.
Just don't say nothing. Just excuse yourself with the grace that you clicked on the shit with. I agree. I agree with that. You ain't got. It's an option. It's an option. All of this shit is an option. You don't have to.
What is these niggas saying?
Just to get upset. Like, why engage music that you hate just to say it's trash?
Because I want to make jokes on you, nigga. What the fuck?
Okay, but here's another aspect. Not everybody is funny.
Not everybody's funny, but them niggas get
funny.
Them niggas get thrown off into the background. We don't care about them, but the couple of them do be funny though. So it's like, look, don't get mad at me. Like, I heard your shit, and I bought your album, and I was disappointed. So yeah, I spent $9.99, and your shit was trash. So look, I had to get a couple tweets off. What you want from me?
Get a life. That's what I would say if I was an artist and I'm releasing
freedom of
music. You
speech.
hate it. Get a life.
Niggas
we live in a country where we're
life.
blessed with freedom of speech. Do what
Exactly.
say what you
Exactly.
want. But I will say this. I will say this. If you personalize some shit, there is a line. There's a very clear line between jokes and real life. Don't get shit contorted.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, all my shit is directed towards the music. Like, if I was like, yo, man, why you put that shit out? That shit is trash. That shit don't sound good. Like, you may think that sounds aggressive or whatever, or mean, or whatever you want to say, but at the end of the day, I'm talking about your music. So, like, why are you getting so sensitive for? That's all I'm saying.
People don't
like,
know
you, am I hurting you? I'm not hurting you. I'm not punching you in the face. I'm not talking about your kids. I'm not talking about your.
It's like this. It's like, let's say I'm my dad was a fucking leather man, whatever the fuck he was, and he had a shop. Yeah, like he made belts and coats and all of this shit, right? And he taught me the family shit, and I learned how to do it, and I fucking perfect my craft in that way. And then you walk into my store and you say, all of this shit is trash. I would look at you and say, then get out of my store. Go to fucking Wilson, whatever that shit is, where you can get leather coats and shit. But go there.
But you exactly, and using that same example, it's like, okay, and nigga, fuck it. Who cares
so
what you say? All these niggas in the city is wearing my shit. The fuck is you talking about?
I'm just gonna tell you to get out of my shit.
Exactly.
I'm gonna call security.
But what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna sit and cry in a corner because this nigga came in my shop and said my shit was trash. Like, get over it.
I'm not gonna let you keep getting away with that though, because at the end of the day, I don't think it's right to invalidate people's feelings because we don't agree with them. If that's where you find and you pride yourself.
That goes both ways though.
I mean, and that's true, but I'm just speaking for the other way because you're speaking for your way and I'm speaking for the other way. So I don't make fun of people who are upset at me. That's just me personally. And then two, there's nothing wrong with all of us having different levels of sensitivity. Right. I don't want to live in a world where no one gives a fuck. I don't want to live in a world where people get over things super easy. I want to live in a world where there's different types of dimensions to people and everyone has different modalities. Do I think that certain extremes can upset like the balance? Because I think not giving a fuck about stuff too much, that's an issue. And I think being over
it can be for sure.
The extremes of both ends.
Yeah, you just have nothing can be 100% one way or the other. So I feel what you're saying.
And I don't think that as Black people specifically with like us dealing with like the stuff that we dealing with our culture and trauma and emotions, that we should continue to like invalidate people when they feel upset. Like, that's just me speaking for myself. I just try to, even as irrational as I think some people are, at the end of the day, there has been times I've been upset about something and someone thought the same thing about me, and because they invalidated my feelings, it never got resolved.
Hey, because in the same analogy, if I'm at the leather store, instead of saying fuck you, get out of my store, I could say, hey, what don't you like about my shit?
Right.
What would you like to see in here? What would make you come back? What products would you like to see in my shit? So maybe we could potentially work something out. But see, like you said, I think there's that gray area. Everybody has that choice to either say go to that extreme and say fuck you, or go to the other extreme, be like, damn, bro, why, like, you really don't fuck with my shit, like.
But yeah, but see, that's the difference between a consumer and a producer.
Yeah.
Like once you enter that world of a producer, you have to have that different mindset. You can't think like a consumer if you're a producer, because consumers get sensitive about everything. Consumers get offended when they get something talked about, that's close to them, right? When you're a producer, you're throwing away that mindset and you're saying, okay, I'm doing shit to produce on a mass level, to make as much money as I can, to reach as much people as I can. Whatever your goal is, you're a producer. So you can't think like that. You have to, you gotta have a different type of mind, to where it's like, all right, the typical shit that will bother a normal person, I can't let that bother me. I have to take whatever energy is directed at me and figure out how to flip it so that I can, benefit from it. See what I'm saying?
I think we all just spoke a word.
A holy word.
Was that kind of a segue into the next shit too?
It was a little bit, because
we had like 3 segues into the next
3 different times.
No, it was though, because it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same thing, because it's like we're talking about like disrespect.
Oh shit! Get ready to put the trash can emoji, because y'all gonna hate this tape. This is not gonna be the tape episode 1.
Not get ready.
Anyways, but yeah, just off the topic of disrespect and getting in your feelings and whatnot. Certain situations happen. I'm not gonna say no names, put no people out there like that, but certain situations happen recently. So beef is the general. beef is the circumstance.
We can't say what.
Me too, but it's for the better. It's for the better. I don't want to, like what you said, some shit you just got to ignore, and I ain't trying to put nothing out in the algorithms.
Hey, shout out to Skin too. He noticed the Griselda merch. I hope you get your shit too. Hey, hit that nigga up again on IG, bro.
Fuck that merch.
Hating, bro. You got the CLB shit. I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, I'm hating. So what? Nah, but just beef being a general topic, a certain group of people, I guess we'll call it, been going at it. Well, it was really kind of one-sided. One person's going at one person, and the question that I want to pose is just, as far as beef goes, do we feel like we can use rap beef as an example, right? We can say Drake and we can say Drake and Pusha. We can say Drake and Pusha, because that was one of the more popular rap beefs. Just as an example, but we can make it general in a second. But do we feel like there is a line that you can or cannot cross in beef? It doesn't just have to be rap beef, but in any type of beef, is there a line that you can't cross? But you could give me your examples. You can say, what you feel.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with my controversial take. But so it's not even controversial, but I feel like, let me keep it a buck with y'all. So this is, here's my stance on violence. I'm a non-violent person. Mm-hmm. If you try to put your hands on me, or you put your hands on me, you're going to prison. I promise you.
The chat kind of split already.
And so I feel like in hip hop history, there has never been a line. So why is it that every time one of our faves gets held to the fire, somebody, a bozo, a clown, whoever, whatever you want to call him, why is it that every time one of them type of niggas come after our faves, it's like, oh, but he crossed the line. Niggas did the same thing with Drake. He crossed the line. But it's like, and then with Pusha T, he crossed the line. So now, homeboy crossed the line mentioning Rory's fiance. Y'all the same niggas who was bumping that Pusha T tells the Adidon when he was talking about some tick, tick, tick. And it was hard. But when he said tick, 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 the nigga as a cancer patient, that was, ooh, ain't no line in beef. Ain't no lines in beef. But now it's a line.
I would just like to say I was on the other side of that.
I also was. I also was. I also was.
Nah, get your shit off though.
I want to see
I
some
thought.
tweets, and
Listen,
I want to see what the chat look like.
that
Nah, my
song
shit got
was
hacked.
hard. That song was hard, but the reason that it's different is because those two people are very revered in what they do. For as a rapper, I don't think in rap beef there is no line. You can't.
Okay.
Now listen. Here's the thing: you can't expect to say anything and not have a fucking consequence. So if you do talk about somebody personal shit that you might know that nobody else know, just understand that there may be real life repercussions, because you just, at the end of the day, you just speaking into a mic. So I don't know, I just feel like, because that's a lot of that Chicago shit too, where niggas get on wax and say I'm smoking dead ops and shit like that. So it's what they do.
Yeah.
It's what they do. But it's like,
relax.
It's hard to say, because there's no line. You can say that shit, but just know next week we spinning. So it's whatever.
It's also levels though, because you talking about, you know, people that's in the trenches, right? Obviously they live that life. So to them, it's one and the same. Like what's on wax and what's in the streets is the same shit.
Yeah.
Like we're just building the bridge between the two. But for someone like, you know, going back to the Drake and Pusha example, you know, that's not the case. Like we talking about two mainstream artists that have
a lot to
ain't
lose.
nowhere near the hood no more. They don't live that life, you know, allegedly. You know, I'm not speaking on nobody's personal life.
Right.
So when you're saying, you know, whatever you may be saying into a microphone, yeah, what you say, yeah, you know, whatever you say will have a reaction, will have a consequence. But it's about what you're saying. You know, what's the context of what you're saying?
Look at Tupac and Biggie. Niggas,
Again,
niggas died because of what they said on wax, and they directly didn't necessarily have shit to do with each other.
Right. Because
it was outside people talking and getting involved. It was never the point. Like they were along the lines of, is on wax. This is rap. It's competitive in nature. So I'm gonna say I fucked your wife and whatever else. But once again, it's real life repercussions. Niggas feel away.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Cook and Co. He just hit the follow, the super chat on the YouTube. Appreciate you. But he said there is no lines on wax, but there is a line in relationships. There's consequences that have weight to them in reality, which is facts. That's kind of what we're saying here, that, you know, you can say what you want to say, but you just got to understand that whatever you say is going to come with consequences. So I didn't mean to cut you off. What you was going to say?
No, I was just saying you read what you so, and I think too, like, in all fairness too, I think that you can't pick on, and you can't, first of all, everybody has their trauma, everybody has their issues, everybody has their sweet spots, right? I think the fact that they were trying to bitch homeboy, and I'm not gonna speak to whether he a clown, he a bitch, whatever, that's whatever. But the fact that they kept trying to bitch him, and then it's like everybody up in arms, because he said what he said. I don't even know what the nigga said. I'm not giving him any streams. I don't want to watch no videos on this shit. I'm okay.
Facts.
But for me, it's more so like, if what he says was true, and Rory dropped off an envelope at this nigga house, he had no business doing that, because you fucking went an op, and that's not the type of person that you drop letters off to their house, because they never gonna let you forget that. And so, in my mind, I just don't like the line towing that I think a lot of these industry niggas do, where it's like acting gangster in certain parts of their life, acting not gangster here, acting business here. That's compartmentalization, and that's cool. But when it comes to beef, you can't compartmentalize beef. You can't say, I'm going to pick on you when it's convenient for me, and then when you say something back, you cross the line. That's not fair. I don't think that's right.
And I agree with that 100%, but that'd be my issue with these niggas, man. Like, all these people get on the internet, get online and shit, and talking about, but they say one thing, like, you know, dude, whatever his name may be, that I'm not saying. Yeah, buddy, whatever the fuck you want to call him. We'll get online talking about some, I ain't no street nigga. I'm not about that life. I'll call the police on you. You know, I ain't into that shit. But you somehow always find your way into some street shit, into calling some niggas out, into trying to act tough. And it's like, fam, I'm gonna smack the shit out you. Like you know, it's only gonna be so many times that you gonna come in here and try to toe the line in front of me before I just smack the shit out you, like on some real shit. Like if somebody was at my school or something, right? And they said, you know, they wasn't really like about that life, and they said, oh, you know, I'm not really into that, you know, I'm not trying to act tough, you know, y'all got it, I'm not trying to do your thing. But every other day they kept trying to say some slick shit to me, I'm gonna smack the shit out of them. Because, okay, you say you're not about this, but you need to stay over there. Right. You need to stay over there and stop fucking bothering me.
Right.
Because
paper balls and shit, nigga.
Yeah,
relax.
you confusing me because you're saying one thing, but you're doing another thing. And I don't like what actions are coming out right now because they're not matching with what you're saying. You need to go back to acting like what you're saying.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just a messy situation, and
It is.
I'm hoping that Rory just does not respond to this nigga. Like, just don't.
Yeah, and that's the trash shit, because you can't.
Don't engage him. Just don't, because it's not going to end well for anyone. It's not going to end well for Homeboy, and it ain't going to end well for whoever fucks with him. I promise you. He's the scorpion and the frog in the scorpion and the frog thing. You gonna let the scorpion ride your back, and when it sting you and both y'all drown, you gonna act surprised. I don't understand why people engage this person. That's my only beef with the whole thing, is just like, why do people talk about, like, people should act like blackball him, like
that nigga desperate right now. I'll tell
but
you
here's
that.
the problem: he has such a fucking voice to these young people. It's different. The fact that they've given him this trolling platform, it's positive.
It's not just them. It's not just them. It's all of us. That's why I make an effort not to click on none of his shit. I don't listen to a stream. I don't go on to YouTube. I don't do none of that. Just because at some point, if we acknowledge or recognize something as just toxic or a detriment to the culture, in this climate that we live in, we just can't give it no attention. Like, you can't. And in this world, attention equals a click, a stream, or whatever you want to say. So you just can't do it. You can't do it.
But I think that brings me back to my point where that's where, like, because I was talking about this in the Discord, where I was just talking about, it's a thin line between I feel like when you give certain critics a platform, they turn into that nigga. They turn into him. When you give certain people who got an opinion, because you never know who you giving. Like, that's the power. Don't let me get on my. Yeah, I was about to get on my Wu-Tang. But when you give certain people who don't deserve, who have not earned they have not earned the privilege to speak to people, when you give them a platform, you create monsters.
They didn't go through the process.
That shit, bro. They just do what the fuck they want to.
It was cute when he was on Discord, he's screaming into his camera, acting fucking weird. The same way it was cool when that one nigga who was a gamer, like a live streamer, gamer, whatever, and he was having mental breakdowns on YouTube and shit. That shit was cute. And then when he jumped off the bridge, everybody RIP. It's like, we gotta be careful what we feed into. And then,
that shit made me real sad. I'm not even gonna hold you. That shit fucked me up.
I just read about that not too long ago.
That fucked me up.
And you go read the comments of people. I'm like, bro, the fanfare. I don't feel bad for Homeboy, but I kind of do. That's a humanitarian to me, because it's like, you're going to be your own demise. You're going to get yourself seriously harmed, physically harmed, if you can.
Hey, on that same note though, my man Jay Storms in the chat, he brought up something that I thought was weird too, and it's not weird just because we know who we talking about, but at the same time, it's like, it puts it in perspective. He was like, it's very weird that he's not going at Maul and only Rory.
He called him a bitch ass nigga. He called them both bitch ass niggas.
He said that, but there's a heavy one side is heavily weighed than the other.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
And this nigga got whole streams dedicated towards one person, as opposed to other person.
I was gonna say this
obsessive
behavior.
behavior.
About the Jay Prince, Joe Budden thing. I wanted to say when I was talking about my perspective, that to take it with salt, because I have a inkling that there's some industry stuff happening in both of those situations that we're not privy to, and that's why people are acting the way that they're acting. Because a lot of this behavior is so wild that it's like, there has to be words being exchanged before, because this is not the first time. You feel what I'm saying?
But no, that's my thing. It's all weird, because he was on in several different situations. I remember he was on live on IG with Joe, and they wasn't talking about nothing related to the podcast, but then somehow he figured out how to get into conversation talking about Rory, talking about Maul, and it's just like, fam, why are you so obsessed with putting these other niggas' names in your mouth? Like, it's just weird. It's weird.
It's weird. I don't know. It goes back to, once again, whose opinions are fucking valid in the first place? Who cares?
Whoever's opinion we give light to.
And that's the issue. Some people,
exactly.
Like he said, some people don't deserve that fucking platform, man. And it's sad, bro. It's sad.
Yeah,
Niggas be fucking gremlins, bro. Like,
look, stop clicking on the shit. Stop clicking on it. Stop retweeting it. Yeah. Stop responding to it. Even if you're retweeting it, bashing it, you're still retweeting it. It's the same shit.
No, you're right.
I disconnected. I uninstalled Clubhouse on my fucking phone. That shit is like the ghetto shit. I'm not with it. I'm not interested. Like,
bro, I ain't uninstalled Clubhouse, but you know.
It wasn't because of that, but it's just like, I'm one of them bitches. Like, I'm like an energy snob. Like, if some shit is low vibration, I don't want to be dealing with it. Like, that's just because it's a distraction for me.
Right.
But
Clubhouse do be pissing me off though.
It's a lot of low vibrations.
It is. Because Clubhouse is a talking app, and then some niggas, when they get to talking, it's just like, fam,
drain the shit out of
back
you,
to being sensitive, back to being just.
It was exposing a fake lawyer today. That shit.
I seen that shit, and it's crazy because that was in the same room with Royce and them, right, where he had first came in, right?
I think so.
Like towards the end of the room,
I caught
that nigga was sounding real official, and then they was supposed to say this nigga a fake lawyer. I was like, damn. Niggas, whoever they want to be on Clubhouse.
Sad, bro. That shit is sad, bro. It's a lot of low energy.
I know, whatever.
A lot of low vibration energy on that motherfucker with people lying.
Hey,
happening too. But I'm not interested.
These scammers gonna scam. I tell you one thing.
That's very true. I do want to.
Scammers gonna scam.
It's a lot of good shit on there too.
No, absolutely. That's why I still go on there, because it is a lot of good shit on there. And of course, I mean, that's with anything. You know, it's a lot of good shit on a lot of these platforms. You just gotta filter it out and know what to look for. But scammers gonna scam. Man.
You can make me a fucking app thing next month. That'd be cool.
Like an app. You need an app developer.
I do. I actually do.
And then I wanted to say too that, like, I wanted to speak to, like, I'm one of them people where I realize that I'm sensitive to stuff happening on the internet, not even just on the internet. In real life, I'm not in contact with a whole bunch of these dusty ass niggas. So I don't even have to be privy to what they think.
Hey, but you heard that? You don't have that. None of you dusty niggas. None of y'all.
Listen up.
On the internet, there's no way for you to kind of filter that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one of those people where instead of putting myself in positions where I don't feel comfortable, I don't thrive, I just remove myself. Like me and Drew was talking about, like, if I'm not if I'm not feeling it, it's not working out, I'm just gonna remove myself. But
that's being self-aware. That's like, look, this ain't for me. Let me go ahead and head out. That's it.
I respect you for doing it, cause I like that ratchet shit. I ain't gonna lie.
I like some ratchet shit, but not that. Like, I'd rather be in the trap, like that type of ratchet shit. I'm not trying to be on the internet with the ratchet shit.
See, that's the real ratchet shit, though. People don't understand what the real ratchet shit is today. That's the part of the fucking problem. People don't fucking know what the streets look like. That shit is crazy.
Oh, I know what the streets look like.
Oh, it's hype. It's going down, especially in Atlanta. It's going down.
I'm trying to go back right now. Nigga, what's happening?
You hear me?
I'm trying to go back right now.
I'm trying to come down.
Atlanta is a clubhouse.
Atlanta is a clubhouse. I'm trying to get down there.
Clubhouse. That's one of the best rooms, the Atlanta room.
If anyone is in Atlanta and has a spare room.
Can we talk about geeks and weirdos who live online but don't have real lives in, like, person?
Oh,
we
deep.
are.
I'm gonna stay out of that.
Okay. Why?
Oh shit!
You got it.
No. It's a certain type. That's what we talking about.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. It's one and the same.
Oh, gremlins.
Yeah, those are the geeks and weirdos.
Hey, quick question. This is totally off topic. If y'all in a relationship, would y'all get mad at your significant other saying "I love you" to somebody else?
I don't give a fuck.
In
Bro,
what way?
run them bands up.
I can't. All right, I can't ask you, Jew. If you, if you, if your girl, got off the phone, with some other dude that she knew for a long time, and she said, "I love you," you gonna get mad?
Of
Don't
course.
ask me.
And then you
Listen,
got
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna tell it like this.
Oh,
It depends on a lot of shit. It depends on a lot of shit. I'll say this: if she okay, because there's a couple things that depend on how long I've been dating shorty, how into her am I? Is this a long term, short term thing? Like,
niggas
if this
love
has been
throwing
my
the
girl,
qualifications out there. Damn.
like if it's like we just been dating for a couple months, I'm probably gonna be like, oh, okay, who's that type shit. Like, it's not gonna be like instant like.
Yeah, whatever.
If it's 5-6 months, you know what I'm saying, to a year, and then it's like you haven't brought it up or we haven't talked about it or whatever, I don't know about it, I feel like you lying by
Like you don't know the person. Like you don't know the person that she's
not
talking
even
to,
that. Not like no, I'm on a like face to face. Well, I don't know. Shit, I would like to meet the nigga. To be, I would like to get a judge of character in person. I don't want to just hear fairy tales about another motherfucker.
You love this nigga so much.
We used to fucking go on the tire swings.
You love this nigga so much. Maybe y'all got love for the nigga too. Let me meet the nigga. How about that?
Yeah, maybe shit. Maybe we could.
You sound like a stand-up dude. Why don't you bring him around here?
I've been working on that though. I have a jealousy issue, so that's on me. Yeah, I don't like that shit, bro. I be like, bro, why can't you be upfront? Cause I keep everything on Front Street. So if I'm not gonna lie to you, don't fucking lie to me. And unfortunately, that's just not how shit. That's not how relationships is, bro. You gotta ask the shit that you don't want the answers to. Otherwise, you'll never get.
That's the issue though. You don't want the answers.
But why look at relationships so grim, dim? Like, why not approach relationships in a fun, flirty way where you can get to know someone at the pace they want you to know them at, and like, okay, so let's say this. Let's say a nigga that I'm dating, he's still in love with his ex. First of all, I'm gonna be asking you why we're dating. That would be my first thing. I wouldn't be as mad as I would be like, why are you dating me? Like. And then if he was just like, well, I don't want to be with her anymore, but I still am having trouble separating, like this is a process, I can understand that. I still would probably say that we should separate, but I don't think I would be upset because who cares? Like, there's plenty of people to love out there.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, you can feel that way. Go ahead. You can love that motherfucker, but who is that person? Like, if it's not my business, then let me know and I'll play my role accordingly. But that's what I'm saying. It has to be on Front Street. Like, let me know so I can know how to fucking move. Don't, like women say all the time, don't have me out here looking stupid. Same shit. Don't have me out here looking crazy. I'm over here driving you around and shit, going shopping on dates and shit. Meanwhile, you doing the same thing with other motherfuckers. I just need to know what time is it? What's the temp?
Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, we can go back to
grim.
real life. And address some of the shit that actually happens. So, I don't know what the fuck y'all is talking about, but
nigga, you the one who asked the question. What do you mean?
Yeah, that was.
I asked the question. I did ask the question, but y'all talking about the ideal, perfect scenario. I'm talking about the shit that is actually happening.
In real life, ain't no nigga ever.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I fucked up. I can't even ask you.
Speak on past me.
Yeah,
I'm a different person these days. Past me would have been like, who the fuck is that?
Speak on past you. Fuck that growth.
Past me would have been like, who the fuck is that? And why do you love them? Do you not love me? You should love me.
I'm just saying, you in the car, right? You in the car, you driving to the mall or whatever. Y'all vibing. It's Future on the radio, some shit. You know what I'm saying? You in the car, you just
that's a bad
your girl phone ringing. You know, you don't think nothing of it. You just vibing out. She answer the phone. Hello. She say whatever. You're not really paying attention. You're like, okay, love you. Bye. You.
That could have been her best friend.
Taking off
like,
the seatbelt.
Hold on.
Taking off the seatbelt.
But it's now it could have been. It could have been.
Okay.
But I'm gonna ask. Like, oh, who was that? Oh, that was Roderick. Who the fuck is Roderick?
Roderick. Yeah, okay, Rod. Kicking it with a nigga named Rod.
Oh, I never heard that name before. Who the fuck is that?
The fuck is going on? That's what I want to know.
And why do you love him?
Okay, so I have another question. I'm gonna answer that question with a question. Why is it that we feel like we own people when we in relationships with them?
Because we're selfish.
I'm out. Selfishness has nothing
This is past me.
Yes, it does.
Current me does not look at people like possessions these days.
Nigga, I say I love you. I say I love you to a nigga I'm fucking right now while I'm fucking you. What you about to do besides stop fucking with me? And probably won't even do that. You probably still be trying to fuck with me. Then what?
You gonna cry in the car?
And that's fine. And I support niggas exploring their feelings and emotions. Like, go for it. But at the end of the day, if you see me as property, okay, I'm gonna show you property. I'm gonna show you some property.
Yeah, past you was possessive.
Yes, but nah, you can't do that because women be the most possessive ones out the whole shit.
Oh, here we go. But see, you gotta be specific because
not all women give a fuck.
Not all women.
Not all women. Yes, I know. Thank you.
You welcome
for that.
I just want to be clear.
But if we looking at the field and talking about experiences and shit, you can't tell me that women ain't possessive. It's just a fact.
I don't know. Most of my.
But see, that's what I said. I can't.
Hey, I'll be upfront. We should have an open relationship. Women be like, what's You can't
better
share.
not say nothing.
I don't share my man. Well, my bad, sister love.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should be open.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh, you know, I just feel like I was just hanging out with my homegirl.
Be honest with y'all, I'm at the point now where if somebody
Have you ever said that sentence successfully?
I was just hanging out with my homegirl.
No, I'm talking like as a man, right? Like if you came home with some shit like that, you said, "What you did today?" Oh, I was just hanging out with my homegirl
All day.
Was that the end of that conversation, or was there some further investigation?
If it wasn't the end of the conversation, then I would probably choose another partner. Why would you want to be dating somebody who is questioning your every move and don't trust you?
Because it happens.
It ain't that I don't trust you. I don't trust your homegirl.
That's bad. Because I'm hanging out with homeboys and homegirls, and I'm having sex with them.
See, but that's different. That's different.
Damn.
See, that's different.
You're not the one from any nigga go, I don't share. Okay, and I do. So you can go do what you want to do and go find you a bitch on that same wavelength.
We're speaking from a monogamous fact. What is she talking about?
A nigga gonna be crying in the car, the crib.
Ain't no nigga gonna hear that and just be like, "Oh, cool."
I love her, but she told me to do my thing, and she is my only thing. I don't.
That's too bad.
Oh my god. I need to get a guest speaker. Shit. Fuck. We're speaking from a traditional monogamous standpoint here. You know,
human beings kill me with the monogamous traditional, but I'm not going
human beings.
Everyone is different.
What do you mean human beings?
I like monogamy.
Everyone is different. All right, you know what? I got something for you. Yeah, I'm about sick of you. I got something for you. Not today, but
not today. Oh shit!
Soon.
Okay.
Soon. Hey, relax. I don't got nothing.
This nigga gonna
nah, I got something for you, cause I'm sick of you in this ideal, perfect world and shit. Where you just gonna fuck everybody. It's gonna be all good.
I'm an optimistic person and you're a pessimistic person.
Shit don't work like that.
It do.
Niggas ain't optimistic.
Some people do be on that. No. Listen,
some people okay, but some people be on that. But how many people out of 10 that you run into is gonna be on that shit? That's not gonna happen. You're not just gonna run into somebody. Oh shit, I want to fuck other people. Oh shit, I want to fuck other people too. Hey, well let's do it.
But this is what you start to realize. This is what you start to realize, right? if a lot of times when I meet men
Where are
and
you
I
looking
let
for
them
them?
know what type of what do you mean where I'm? I don't look.
No,
for
no, no,
them.
not you. No, 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 no. I was saying like where are
Mm-hmm.
you? He's saying like if I go out and say, oh, I want to fuck other
Oh,
people.
I see what
I
you're
want to
talking
fuck
about.
other people. Where are
Right.
you finding that person?
And
Like
I will say clips.
Wherever
That,
you want to sing.
I will say clips that like people who are consensually non-monogamous, or even people who have polyamorous ideals. Even my friends who are in monogamous relationships and who are cheating, we so that shows that they want to be polyamorous, but they're playing the game with either a man or a woman because people are not open-minded. I don't agree with doing that
But
because
that's my point.
I tell people off the bat. I tell a lot of niggas, and with women, I don't have this issue with, but I tell a lot of niggas like, I'm not really interested in dating. Instead of me saying I'm like polyamorous, I'm into poly, I always just say I'm not interested in dating nobody seriously right now. We can build a friendship. That's usually enough for me to get what I want and for them to get what they want. I don't necessarily believe I have to tell people my every
the
one
framing.
move because it's none of your business.
She be on Tinder.
You ain't gonna cuss
That's
me
in my
no way.
bio right now.
You're not gonna cuss me no way because once I tell you that I don't want to just be with one nigga, you gonna try because what I've dealt with is niggas trying to convince me that like to be monogamous. I don't.
I've seen that too.
But okay, see that you getting into exactly what I'm saying. Ain't no nigga just gonna be cool with that shit.
And no, and there are men who will. First of all, there are men who will.
Yes.
Say it out loud.
How many out of 10?
I would say, to be honest with you, I would say there are at least 5 out of 10 niggas who will
Ain't no
One out of two
way.
niggas in here.
Ain't no where my shit at?
50% of niggas in this motherfucking podcast. Shit.
Bruh,
This man
50% of what?
I'm telling
of the
you,
two
I'm telling
niggas,
you,
it is one
are-
out of two.
I would say 50% of men will fuck with a poly bitch if they like you, bro. If niggas like you,
Until they catch feelings.
No, even when they catch feelings, they still running it. I'm telling you, they still running it. They running it.
Ah, feelings. Come on, bro. It's 2021, bro. Men don't have to do that no more.
Because a lot of times niggas will say what they not gonna do until they meet you, and then they do it all. So really, I don't give a fuck what you say, what you not gonna do. Once you like me, and we start talking, and I tell you I don't want to be in a relationship, you still fucking with me.
That's how niggas get their diapers changed.
Goodbye. I ain't never had booty.
Not by you. Not by you. Not by you.
Oh, you ain't
I'm talking about
living.
in general.
You ain't
I'm talking
living.
about in general.
Hey, dude. You talking about some
living.
diapers changed.
Damn, my shit still fucked up.
If that shit would have
Oh,
came
well.
through the
It died on me, man. I tried to pull it up. It wasn't working. Whatever.
I just
That's
wish
cap.
monogamous people
Everything
would
you
stop
saying.
But I just wish monogamous people would stop forcing their ideologies onto everyone. All of us don't want to be with this
bro.
one motherfucker bored for the rest of our life, miserable, worrying about cheating
Yeah, bro.
and all this other dumb shit. When I can go, bro, look, I'm sorry, I'm on my heel, nigga. Like, I'm in my bag. I don't give a fuck.
Birkin. Talk
That's
big,
cute.
big to me. I'm out here working. You feel me?
Bruh.
In my Birkin.
In my Birkin. Fuck your Birkin, nigga. Fuck out
Come
of
on,
here.
man. Talk heavy.
Marry me, nigga. How about that?
No.
No.
No, you psychopath. Stay away from me.
Psychopath.
Okay, nah.
Hey, I'm here to break it to you. You think, you fucking this nigga, he cool with it. Y'all poly and y'all all that. I'm telling you, as soon as that nigga catch feelings a little bit too hard, all that shit's out the window. No,
Bye.
you saying bye. Yeah, that ain't the last of him.
Here's
He
the
ain't
thing,
saying
bro.
bye. He
Friends
just
with
getting
benefits.
started.
Friends with benefits ain't gotta go
That
like
shit
that.
don't exist. That
It
shit
don't-
don't exist.
You are
That's
such
what it is, though.
Oh my God, this is
He a hater, bro. You just ain't.
Nah, that's hate. I'm talking about.
married. We didn't get married.
You
That
just
ain't-
ain't
hold
poly
on.
fly.
See, look, she's throwing my personal life out there. That's hate. That's hate. That's hate. Nah, that's hate.
SMA.
That's hate. Nah, I'm just looking at the field and just calling it what it is.
The field is
That's it.
changing, bro. It's a new day.
Changing.
It's a new day.
Yes. And eventually at some point that may happen. But a lot of these niggas, it's a couple people in the watching this right now that are out on the dating scene. They looking for a young person to settle down with, and that's the field that they on right now. Niggas is
You
still
want to
majority
that's fine.
80% looking for monogamous relationships. So for
That's what they
somebody
think
that's
they're
not
looking
looking
for,
for
but that's
that,
what society tells them.
Here's what I'll
okay,
tell
but
you though.
that's another conversation though. The reasoning behind that is another
It's
conversation.
not.
Whether
It's the
it
same
is though,
conversation.
because no, because no matter who told them or what convinced them to look for this, that's what's in their mind and that's what they're looking for. Because it's the same result at
People
the end of the day.
change.
People do
I
change, but it's
People
not like,
change.
I want to
oh
be
shit.
married to one person. But
Mm-hmm.
right now, in my dating life, in this part of my life, I want to
Mm-hmm.
be fucking free like a butterfly, nigga. Fuck all the women I
Too.
want.
And I'm not even trying to marry one nigga. You can miss me.
At
Because
the
I
during
want
the
to do what I
long
want
run,
to do.
yes, I do want to be monogamous, but not right now. Shit. For what?
Mm-hmm.
And this is my debate, not a debate, but this is my counterpoint to what you're saying, Loaded. Is if 80% or eight out of the 10 men wanted monogamy, why is half or almost all of them either searching out emotional, mental connections or sexual connections? You can't be known for cheating as a species, but then on the opposite end, you want to talk about how you want monogamy. Niggas don't want monogamy.
Yes,
Niggas
you
want to
can.
own. No, niggas want to own women. They don't want monogamy. They want to be able to know their woman is at home, not cheating on them, while they can go be polyamorous unofficially. So all
Well,
that
hold on. Wait. Let me stop you right there. Let me get some understanding first because you'll be teaching me some things. So I just want to get some
Mhm.
clarification before I go in on this.
Okay.
Now when we're talking about the subject of polyamory, to my
Mhm.
understanding, that is a conversation of having a relationship with multiple people simultaneously. Is that correct?
I'm going to make sure because I know people confuse polyamory and polygamy, and I don't. I want to make sure that I don't do the same. So
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Vaughn.
polyamory is the practice of or the desire for intimate relationships with more than one partner, with the informed consent of all partners involved. So that's
Okay.
And we
polyamory.
don't need all that.
With that, with that definition, I don't see how that compares to a nigga cheating and then comparing that to polyamory. Because a nigga out slinging dick while he has a girl at home waiting for him has nothing to do with the fact that he really wants a polyamorous relationship. That's just a nigga that wants to
But
have his
okay,
cake and eat it too,
so
and he
okay,
can't control his
I'm
hormones.
gonna
So
correct
he
you.
out there
I'm
slinging
gonna
dick.
correct
Ooh.
correct you. So there are different types of polyamorous relationships, right? So you can be someone. I know a lot of polyamorous bisexual men who they prefer to have emotional maybe connections with other men, but they want to have their sexual relationships with women, right? So or it could be the same thing for a man. It could be any gender. So just take let me just take the gender out the equation. So if you have a man who is not consensually polyamorous, that doesn't mean that he's not polyamorous. Cheating is a form of polyamory. It's just not consensual. So that's the difference between cheating and polyamory.
But
If
ain't
one
that part of the
person,
definition?
it is by like technicality, but the behavior and the practice is still the same. This is someone who's having an intimate relationship with someone else while they have a core relationship at their home. So they're
But that
nesting.
would have to be the goal, no? Like to
No,
be truly polyamorous, you would have to say
A
to yourself,
consensual.
like, yeah, like, look, I don't want to be with one person. I want to seek out multiple relationships with other people, and I'm putting really emphasis on the word relationship, like with
that, but
multiple people.
Only
but
one
you're
type.
putting the emphasis on a relationship. You're not leaving room for the person who is behaving in a polyamorous way to put emphasis on other types. So get this: a man who is consistently cheating and stepping outside of his relationship is making a decision that he wants someone else in the relationship. He's just not asking permission of the both people. So the consent is the only difference. That's the only difference between because the man or whoever's cheating is still behaving in the way that's polyamorous.
Thing I learned too, like with all of these, uh, you have to with certain pronouns and what people identify as in terms of gender and like people being pansexual and things like that. Everything has like it's very case by case. It's very specific to the people involved. So like that's why I say yeah, it's not necessarily the goal. That's the goal of one type of polyamorous relationship. Whereas, like she said, you do not necessarily have to have consent in order for it to be poly. Like it's still the fucking label for it is still polyamory or polygamy or whatever.
And that may be true, but I just think like some shit just ain't that deep for some people. You feel me? Like some niggas is just cheating just because that's just what they're used to doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like niggas don't know how to. Niggas don't have self control. Niggas don't know what to do with themselves, so they just out here fucking everything.
I'm not okay in that. I'm not okay in that.
I'm not okay in it. I'm just saying that's what's happening. I'm not saying that's okay. I'm just saying that is a reason for a lot of stuff happening, though.
That's what they're. But I think that what you're doing is you're choosing to make something that's complex or maybe beyond your sphere of experience. You're taking something that is a very complex way that which people live, and you're making it into something simple because either you don't want to acknowledge that maybe people are behaving this way, or it's
not at all
form of experience. Because what you're saying is, or this is what I'm interpreting what you're saying. I'm sorry, but what I'm interpreting what you're saying is because someone doesn't know that they're behaving within a systematic way of dating, it doesn't count. So that's like no. So what were you saying then?
I'm not writing that off. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, or that just because they don't know doesn't mean they're contributing to this part right there. I'm just saying that's not 100% the case. And for a lot, I would say majority of the people that subscribe to that lifestyle, it's really not that. It's just a matter of habit, of lifestyle, of learned behavior. Of learned behavior of toxic shit that they just participate in. Like niggas have a girl, they go to the club, they see something they like, they don't really know how, they were never really taught self-control, they were never really taught how to move in a relationship, how to respect women properly, and they just out here fucking around. Like that's what it is. It's not, I don't really think that tributes so much to them as wanting to be polyamorous, subconsciously or contributing to that lifestyle, more so as I think it's just them just not really knowing themselves or how to navigate through, a relationship. You feel me? Like in terms of that, I feel like we can overcomplicate some things where some shit is just, that nigga don't know what he doing. Like,
I guess,
not to say what your perspective doesn't exist. I'm sure it does exist, but a lot of the times it's just like,
niggas
you just call it, just call it what it is.
Okay.
She not fucking with that.
I agree with her. I think it's, but I'm
not agreeing or disagreeing. I just want to say that. I'm just saying, I'm presenting both sides of the coin. You know me, if that makes sense.
So you're saying even within like a monogamous relationship, there are people who want it to be a monogamous relationship, but they by habit or by lifestyle, this is what they do.
Absolutely. You can talk to many.
Need to be in that kind of relationship.
They don't, but that's people. But that's but that goes down to people, who need therapy, who need a lot of different shit or a lot of different. What you saying?
Maybe human beings just don't want to be with one person because we're more dynamic than that, bro. Maybe people know that in their heart of hearts, and they're trying to do something that, for one, ain't natural.
But that is something that can be, something that can be uncovered as you get to know yourself more. No, that's where therapy comes into play. Right. But that's what I'm saying. Some people,
monogamy is so cultural, though. It has such. It comes from. It comes from fucking like religion and all of this other shit that we have instilled in us from a long time ago that we don't. It's subconscious, a lot of this shit. So I don't know. I like the fact that we live in an age and time now where culturally we are evolving from that. We are able to say like she's saying, fucking, if I want to do that shit, I can. And if anybody got a problem with it, who fucking cares? Is what I do with my body and my relationships, how I interact with people. So I like that shit.
Hey, I just want to know, next time either one of y'all get in a serious relationship, especially you, Jew, like,
oh hell, that's not gonna happen, bro.
Thank God.
Like, just say that, like, bro. Look, I want to keep this shit open. Like, I just want to hear what she say. That's all I want to do.
She gonna walk away from me. And
That's my
fine.
fucking point. That's my whole fucking point of this
I'm
shit.
okay with
No,
that.
but why? No, but why do we? But no, but I was gonna say, if Jew is in alignment with his purpose and where he's supposed to be in life, that girl not gonna
God
walk away
damn.
from him. That's
You
gonna
hear
be
me
the right
though,
person.
P?
Shit.
That's gonna be
She
the
throwing
right
the,
person.
hey, she throwing the stars at me right now, bro.
Feel me? She might not be in, you know what I mean? And if my, you know what I'm saying, if my energy is giving off that energy, there's been a lot. How many times, clips back in your past life when you were single, did your energy, you were able to just, it didn't matter what you said, it was how you said it, and you were able to do shit.
Nigga, that was yesterday. What the fuck?
Okay, so it's the same energy. If you don't want to reciprocate it, you ain't gotta reciprocate it. That's fine. Take that shit. Hey, it's all good. And we
Hey,
can
you
still be
said-
cool. I'm at it. I'm so trying to do this self work shit. I'm like, hey, we could still be cool. I don't have to look at you like that.
But
kind of
we're-
sexual
what we're not-
object or whatever.
What we're not doing is acknowledging the growth path in which it took you to get to this point. Right?
I wouldn't
Because
do shit.
that's my point. Most people have not encountered this space of growth to where they're at this level to where they can discern that
They don't want to.
that exists. They may not want to, or they may not know better. But I'm saying people just have to have that period in life where they can have that room to grow.
You're right.
And I don't want to just get to a point where we're not even acknowledging that exists anymore, or because that's real life for a lot of people. And that's why I said that. Like, I want to meet the people that y'all are talking to, that y'all can just get this shit off so easily on, because that shit is not just like every person you meet is just going to be on the same fucking frequency as you, because it's just not how it happens.
I mean, but I could tell you one thing though, is the possibility of you meeting those types of people who are around me who think that way is slim, because, like, not shading you, but I don't think people who are polyamorous like being around people who believe in a whole bunch of monogamy, because at the end of the day, more oftentimes than not, it's someone telling you that there's no way for you to meet the person who's going to agree with you. You're not going to meet people who are on the same path as you. It's just a whole bunch of feeding into, it's almost like people have their own perspective that works for them and their opinion.
And that's not what I'm saying. I just want to be clear. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we can't act like it's just so one-sided.
What do you mean?
You feel me? Like, because from what y'all are saying to me right now, you're making it seem to me like as, oh, just I'm on this polyamory lifestyle. Just go be with people who are like that, as if that, like, most of the people that you meet will be able to subscribe to that lifestyle. When I don't think
it depends, bro. It depends on the energy you put out. That's the only thing that I'm getting at. It depends on those person-to-person interactions. If you will never find out if she'll be down with the shit until you speak on it.
But that's and that's 100% true. But I mean, I guess we're kind of saying the same thing though, because yeah, you'll never find out if you speak on it. But again, in just speaking that, and look, you can take this however you want to take it. You know, you can take it as I'm out the game or whatever. But just in dealing with the people that I talk to on a regular basis that are single and in relationships, like, people ain't like I'm speaking to the field, to the majority. Like, that's just not something that most people are subscribing to. It's definitely made progress. More people are adopting that way of life and are more accepting of it, but it's not something that's just widely accepted yet and that most people will subscribe to.
I'm gonna speak for Zara. Ooh, well, y'all know that's my name. Who cares? But I'm gonna speak for me. I don't want to be with you. If you don't want to be with me, at what capacity I'm coming to the table. It's that simple. I'm not talking to people who want to be in monogamous relationships. This is not the audience I'm speaking to right now. You're speaking to.
Nah, and that's fine. It's fine. But again, I just want to make sure I acknowledge the other side, because there's a lot of people out there who are trying to navigate these fucking streets, these muddy fucking messed up streets, and shit's crazy out there.
I would suggest to look inward before you look outward.
I was just about to say that shit.
God.
Do the self-work.
I'm gonna give you bars, bro.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I'm
God
gonna give
damn
you
it.
bars, bro. Listen, no, cause listen,
Bro.
cause listen, monogamy is something that you have. I don't think, like you said, once again, I don't think it's so conscious. It's like it's a cultural thing. So like, yeah, sure, there are people out
I
here
agree with
playing the
that.
field. So look inward. You have to look and say, okay, do I really subscribe to that shit? Is that something I personally, is that what I'm seeing every day? Is that what I want? So I, like you
Right.
said, there's a lot of work that has to be done with people. I think
Exactly. I'm just saying
so.
you have to give people that opportunity. You have to give people that time. And in that process, you have to realize that there's a lot of people that you're going to come across that have not adopted or have not reached that point yet to where they have accepted that. So
Understood it. I
in
got
the
you.
in the process of that, while you in the trenches, it's gonna be a lot of fuck shit that you run into that's gonna throw you off a little bit. That's gonna be you get what I'm saying. Like, it's not just you wake up one day and you say, oh, you know what, I subscribe to this lifestyle and this shit is just smooth sailing from there. No, it's like you gotta, it's not just you in the world, it's a lot of, it's you and everyone around you.
So for instance, you kicking it with a chick for 2, 3 months, and you think that you're exclusively dating, and then you like, let's say on month 4, she has an anniversary with somebody else that she was dealing with, but you don't
Oh, see,
necessarily know.
see now, y'all,
So
somebody wasn't keeping
now,
it a buck.
now it's the other side, right? So now you're saying if that's what the field is like, then for either gender, also, or for any gender, any fucking relationship, it's like, okay, so what do you do after that? Is it is it the same scenario where it's so open and it's we can do this, we can work through it, whatever. But to work through that, you have to look at yourself and what you want out the situation. It can't be so, you can't be so quick to just be like, nah, like I wanted a chick that's only for me and XYZ. Maybe you could still love that woman even if she does stuff like that. It doesn't
That's
have
true,
to
but
end
that's also
so
a
black and
conversation that
white.
should have been had before you reach that point too.
It takes a lot of self work though,
Right.
because that's some confidence.
It does. It does. It takes a whole lot, a whole lot, a whole lot.
It does.
Damn. What was the? Did we have a last thing, or was it the?
I got some shit. I know we going. Oh, hold on. Bruh, it's Kev Rich hit us with the super chat. He said she was speaking of monogamous and polyamory. He said,
Mono
I thought that shit said monopoly.
Monopoly.
Not
Oh,
monopoly.
that's hard. I need a monopoly relationship.
Need that monopoly.
Right. That monopoly.
But nah, yeah,
Pass
monogamous
go.
and polyamorous
200.
relationships, however, both know, which is why cheating is different. And yes, that's kind of my point. Like, cheating is not something that's consensual. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to kind of keep reiterating topics. You know what I'm saying? But that was just what I was saying. Like, cheating is not something that was consensual. That was something that
Monogamy
was
niggas
discussed,
disgust me.
or even a plan. Like, sometimes the shit don't even be
disgust
planned.
me too. It's like y'all so boring. Go live your little boring lives with your little one person and leave us hoes alone.
I like. Hey.
Damn, she said, leave the hoes alone.
Leave us for the street.
Yeah, like
want
either
some
you a
views for the
thot
street?
or you not.
Give me lit.
Give me
like,
lit, man. I'm out here. Give me lit. Give me lit. Candle, firework, bow, movie.
I don't understand. I don't get it. And to be honest with you, I'm so passionate about this because my last 2 ex-boyfriends were both like hardcore monogamous and they was almost like they spent the whole relationship trying to convince me to be monogamous. It's not going to happen. I don't try to convince people to be polyamorous, and I do think for some people it is a journey. I think for some of us, like it's in like it was in my DNA. Like I knew I was bisexual since I was like 5. Like I've been in my polyamory bag since I was in high school. Like my first relationship, it was open, and that's what introduced me to dating a dude, dating other dudes, all having like a community of people who were all kind of dating each other. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, I truly want for people to be happy, and people will never truly be happy if they trying to live the status quo. That was my only point.
I agree.
I agree with that. I agree. But you have to understand what that means and see if what you want even aligns with that. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, then you got to know that. That's all I'm saying. Like, not everybody's on that same path or even
I think
the same
everybody here
level
know that
as you
shit, too.
are.
That's the beautiful thing. That's why I like this setting because I think all three of us are very different in those types of areas. So that shit is dope.
And see, and my thing is, be a receptor to the universe, right? So being a receptive energy to where you're willing to accept what you're bringing into your life instead of going to seek what your ego wants. If you're continuing to chase after bitches who ain't your speed, that's a you problem. That's not a polygamy problem. That's not a monogamy problem. That's a you problem, nigga. You chasing after bad bitches who got options, and you
that's
don't
the
have
problem.
self-confidence.
And that's the issue.
Stop it.
Niggas don't be ready to hear that.
No,
Because
well,
I see a couple niggas asking me if I would allow my chick to be open. It depends on the situation. And it's not even a matter of me allowing shit. I don't own her. She could do what the fuck she want. It's open. Like,
and you can choose to enter and exit as you please.
Exactly.
But again,
absolutely.
But that's but that's a different topic. That's just about being aware of what you're getting yourself into. So don't be chasing after no fucking IG model, just expecting shit to go, smooth and shit. Like, nigga, that's what the fuck did you think you was getting into? Yes, it's other niggas that is trying to get in here. What you think? Anyway,
I always tell men that if the way that you think I'm pretty and beautiful and charismatic, trust and believe it's 10 or 15 other niggas that you probably know who think the same thing. So just be realistic about the dating market, you guys. Be realistic.
I had a topic I wanted to talk about. I don't know if we got time to get into it right now. The topic I really want to talk about, I'm going to save, because that's going to be a whole nother discussion. Actually, it probably, judging by how this went, it probably won't be. It'll probably be pretty quick. but
What's the last?
No, I'm gonna say it. I'm just trying to figure out which one I should kind of get into, just because I don't want this shit to drag on for too long. Damn. All right, fuck it. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna bring this shit up. So anyways, Bobby Shmurda's release date is aligned for next year, no?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Nigga said so anyway. Bobby Shmurda.
Young Shmurda. Okay,
Bobby.
perfect. Boom. Let me bring this shit over here. All right.
Bobby.
Make sure everybody can see this. Where the chat at? There we go.
I gotta get my camera right. Like, I don't know what I'm looking at right now.
So anyways, hey, just rock out for a second. But anyways, this was a while ago though. But I was listening to the Need to Know podcast, right? And this was a podcast, and this shit kind of just hit me like in my soul, in my spirit. But I don't even really know if I want to talk about it right now, just based on how this last conversation went. But fuck it, we gonna bring it.
It's gonna be hot in the streets, boy.
But nah, fuck it. So y'all see the title, said a strip club and relationships, right? So fuck it. I'm gonna run the clip. Oh, you know what? I really should bring it up on the other thing so y'all can hear it.
Yeah, because I don't know what you're talking about. I can't see it.
Yeah.
IG clip for like Need to Know. NTK. Shout out Savon, bro.
Need to know. Who did that? Oh, Savon. Okay.
Savon,
yeah, that's Savon. That's Savon podcast.
Or Savon the Don and Alex the Satisfactory.
And Steph. Shout out Steph.
Savon's pretty cool. Like,
and shout out to Steph.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Nice.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
That really wasn't supposed to happen, but fuck it. All right,
Nigga got drops, bro. That shit.
I got the drops. Don't you? All right, I'm gonna play this, and it's not gonna come from the same spot because the video's not gonna match up. But whatever, I'm gonna play it. It's 2 clips, so here we go.
If me as a woman, I come to you and I say, hey, this makes me uncomfortable, I don't think it's right for you to be like, but I shouldn't have to stop what I want to do just because you're uncomfortable.
Topic is strip clubs and relationships.
Correctly. Let's say hypothetically, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I've shown you nothing but respect. I've told you you're beautiful every single day. I make you feel the most secure. Now, because of an ex-boyfriend that has done some promiscuous things in a strip club, you're a little bit weary, and the strip club is a trigger for you. Now, as the man of your dreams, and I've been doing everything for you, I've made you feel secure. Do you still feel that way if I go to the strip club? So what I'm trying to really speak of is I know past things hurt us going forward, but if we're seeing a certain type of realness,
Yes. Thank you.
we gotta let it rock. We can't bring that past relationship into this new shit. Can we? Is that fair?
Okay, listen.
I think that's toxic.
I don't
I'm
think you
saying
could
it's
call
not
my
fair to the
trauma
man, but it's
toxic.
not. But like, y'all
You know
don't,
what I mean?
y'all
Like-
don't- like men, you need like a claim.
Hold up, wait a second. It's more.
I need to hear that next clip.
Like women are able to feel the way they feel
Alex,
about any single thing.
that's not love.
And then
Like,
when
that's
men start to feel a way about certain things, it's you're not listening enough. No, like really, bro.
Clapping
Like
for
really, it's true, bro. Because like if a man right with you and then you're telling me because of past traumas, it's my fault now that I have to deal
But
with.
she's not saying it's your fault.
you're
She's
making
saying,
me
can you
feel
please
that way.
understand
I
me?
know,
Yeah.
I'm understanding what
Can you
you're saying.
understand that I'm hurt and that this is a sore spot for me?
I get it,
If you
but
say
how
you
do-
go
how
to the
do we
strip
move
club,
forward?
then you're picking the strip club over her.
But Steph, how do we move forward if I'm a
clear.
good guy to you?
Clear.
and
I'm
Stop,
gonna
Oh my god.
Time out right there.
Pause.
clear.
That is where you're dead wrong.
Thank you.
But like you pick it, if I tell you this makes me uncomfortable and you decide to do it anyway,
That's
you're
wrong,
picking
though.
your feelings over mine.
No,
And what is wrong with that?
No,
What is
listen,
wrong with
if
that?
Let me tell you the difference, Savon, between my ex and my husband.
Yeah,
I'm glad that's what you said.
Ooh,
Ooh, about to get spicy.
I know. I need to go watch that. That was from the recent one.
Nah, that's the old shit. You don't want to hear the new shit. That's the old shit.
Oh Lord.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm gonna start off. This was that was so like that was so much drama, and I'm not gonna invalidate her feelings. She sounded like she maybe really went through some type of
Drama.
betrayal behind the stripper, because she sounded real triggered. Me personally, I like being up at the strip club. Like I like being around sex workers and stuff. So if like my nigga want to go to the strip club or whatever, like that's cool. Like the only part I thought the whole thing was just very triggering for her, and she didn't sound like she was speaking from a place of rationale, not necessarily logic, because you don't have to be in logic every time you're emotional. But she seemed like she was speaking from a place of being very irrational, not thinking clearly.
So a relationship, if you will.
I suppose. I reckon.
I guess.
I feel like
What you mean? I guess that's a relationship. This shit don't make sense.
the only part I agreed with her on, and this was just me agreeing with her on the broad spectrum, not necessarily in this like instance. But she was just like, if I tell you something hurts my feelings and you choose to do it anyway, you're picking your feelings and your satisfaction over mine. I think in general that's true. Especially in your intimate relationships. In this instance, I think it's a little bit like, but yeah.
It just was insecure.
Why do I always have to pick your feelings over mine?
You don't, and I am not a proponent of that. So I'm just saying in the context of what she said in the conversation we're having, I don't think there's anything wrong with a man picking his feelings over his girlfriend's in certain situations and vice versa. I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, if my homeboy, like, I don't like when you hang out with your homegirls because they still single or whatever. If I was married, I would smoothly tell that nigga, I understand, babe, but I'm gonna do what I want to do. Like, that would be my response. So I'm not saying that her boyfriend would be wrong. That's just the reality of the situation when you choose to do something that your partner says they don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what it is. But I mean, it's like that's kind of the point, because hey, Alec, like I actually listened to that whole episode, and that's why the shit kind of hit me like that, because Alex was he was getting into his bag a little bit right there. I ain't even gonna hold you, but it kind of resonated with me a little bit just because of the experiences that I've been in and the people that I've dealt with in my past. You speaking on women in particular, like it's just it's so crazy to me how hypocritical, how one-sided shit can be in a lot of relationships, where it's just like we love to talk about women's feelings, we love to talk about anything pertaining to women, but it's like half the shit y'all be talking about, bro, I'm saying, but half the shit y'all be talking about be toxic, and it's like y'all don't want to acknowledge that shit. No. Let me finish, because it's like he's like, kind of like when I was saying, like, why do I always have to pick your feelings over mine? Because it's always about what makes you happy. It's always about what you're comfortable with. It's always about what your boundaries and where you draw. Where do I fit into this? It's always me conforming to you. There's no compromise here. There's no, like, your idea of compromise is me coming back on what I want. Like, that's not how that works. Like, you have to give a little bit too. That's how compromise works. You have to step out of your comfort zone and kind of address some shit that bothers you. It's a two-way street. You can't just get to say, oh, that makes me uncomfortable, or oh, I don't like that. Okay, and fucking deal with it. You're an adult.
They do that shit. Some women do that shit
all the fucking time. All the time. And nobody wants to talk about it. It is, but nobody wants to talk about it, and nobody wants to call it what it is.
But I don't necessarily. I'm going to say I don't know. I'm not gonna say that it's just a woman thing. I think that's when any.
It's not just a woman thing, but it's yeah.
Yeah, I think because you date women, that your perspective is valid, and so I understand what you're saying. All I'm gonna say is I think when people come to relationships with codependency issues, when people come to relationships with unhealed trauma from past relationships, they project a lot onto their partners, and not only that, but they have unrealistic expectations of them. And a lot of the way we deal with our partners' relationships come from our parents and how they deal with us and like our attachment styles and stuff, you know. So I just think it's deeper than people. I think it's deeper than people wanting you to sacrifice yourself. I think it comes from a place of that being like a learned behavior. Like either they're used to being codependent in a relationship, or they're used to being like the dominant, you know, not being considerate of the other person. Right.
No, that's true.
That whole clip just, that was not good. That wasn't a good vibe. Like it sounded like, to be honest with you, it sounded like him and her were both triggered. Like it sounded like they both were coming from.
I was triggered.
Bad experience. I've never been in I've been in one relationship that was like that, and I got out of it very quickly because it rang of abuse to me. And someone is asking me to put their needs before my own. That is someone who is trying to groom me into an abusive relationship.
But see,
manipulation.
But the thing I want you to acknowledge though is how often that happens on both sides. Like, yes, you can recognize that, but yeah, but I consider you as someone who is very self-aware, who is very aware of what she wants and how she feels about a variety of different things. That is not the majority. That's most people are fucking clueless and don't know what they want. They're selfish. They're just kind of going along with the ride.
But how do you lead the blind?
You can't. That's why as much niggas running around here crazy.
You don't.
That's my thing though. But yeah, and that's my point though, because a lot of the shit, I mean, you can speak to it because of past experiences. Like, you've been in situations where I didn't know shit, she didn't know shit, and the whole shit was toxic. Like, it was a whole bunch of bullshit that I thought was normal at the time, but is not normal and should not really happen. Like, me looking back at it with 2020 hindsight vision, right? But most people going through that are not at that point where they can look back and recognize, oh, that's toxic, or oh, you shouldn't look at it that way, or you should have a more open mind about this, or because you're going through it at that time and you don't necessarily have that level of understanding, and you have feelings for this person, and feelings cloud everyone's judgment. So it's like, it's a whole clusterfuck of emotions that's going through somebody's head right now, and that's why I was low key getting triggered a little bit listening to that shit, because it's like, god damn, man, like I always have to fucking adhere to your feelings. I always have to make sure you're okay. I have to make sure that you're comfortable with this. I have to make sure that you're in this good of a space, that you're happy. And it's like, what the who the fuck is gonna ask me or ask me about what the fuck I want, or about what I'm comfortable with, or what I want to do, what the fuck I like to do with my free time? Nobody gives a fuck about that. Nobody wants to talk about what the man's, feelings are in that aspect. A lot of that is conditioning. I get that. But it's like, God damn, like, what the fuck am I allowed to do? I'm already making sure you good on every front.
But I'm gonna. This is where I'm gonna intervene and say that I think that the onus is on you as an individual to make sure your needs are being met, and if they are not, the onus then becomes for you to leave that relationship. And that's not me speaking to people who don't know any better, who aren't aware.
Listen,
that's who you're speaking to, though, because I may be in that situation. I may not know any better at that time.
You have to take accountability, though, because at the end of the day, if the bitch is a
you can.
She don't care. She don't
give
care.
a fuck.
So
you have to realize that shit.
Wait, hold on, real quick. Just want to get clarification. Are we calling bitches narcissists now? I just want to know.
That's what you're talking. The relationship dynamics you're talking about is someone a codependent and a narcissist.
And there's
a lot of these bitches is narcissists. Then that's what we are.
All of them things.
But I will say though, I do think that I have only had one relationship that, like I said, I've only had one relationship that resembled that, and it was very short lived because I've done a lot of self work. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't compare you to the field though.
But I just want to bring, you know what I'm saying, just to talk about my own experience.
I appreciate that.
But what I can say is I've dealt with a lot of relationships like that in friendships, and they didn't stop until I started to take accountability and love myself. Because I feel like once you start loving yourself, you start setting boundaries. Them type of people don't even want to fuck with you because there's nothing that you can do for them.
Exactly. They realize that there's nothing that they can do. Those, once again, them types. Okay, so coming from a toxic space, you start to realize when shit doesn't feel right, when shit doesn't add up, and when shit don't add up, what that is your body telling you, your spirit, your energy, all of that shit is telling you, hey, bro, leave, get out. But here's the thing, a lot of times what happens is dudes will be like, they'll like, bro, but I can't explain it to her. I can't find the right words. She get triggered every time and she doesn't understand my point of view and XYZ. If there is somebody like that in your life, you have to realize that's never gonna line up. It's always gonna be that. Never. You have to remove your fucking self. And if you can't have that conversation with that person, that's not the person to have. The relationship that you're projecting onto them, that's not what you want from them specifically. There's a lot of other shit that they can knock off on a checklist though. That's so coming from a toxic space, that's definitely something that I learned. Red flags are red flags, bro, at any stage. It could be
we gotta recognize red flags.
A red flag is, here's how I define it to make it easier. Red flag is anything, once again, that makes you feel uncomfortable and somebody isn't willing to compromise on. That's weird. People that get along compromise. If I fuck with you and I love you to death, I will compromise. Simple. That's just, if I don't give a fuck about you, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leverage your opinion against you and explain to you why that shit shouldn't go that way and why my way is the right way. If that happens to any fucking degree, whether it's, I just want to watch something other than Love and Hip Hop, bae, well, that's the only thing on TV. It's like, okay, well then let's go do this. I'm not really in the mood for that shit.
Oh, them type of motherfuckers.
That right there.
But we need like
that's the kind of shit that I personally understand. Where it's two people that don't necessarily have same interests, and you don't find that out until it's too late. But at any point, it's a red fucking flag. You have to disassociate with that shit and learn.
Right.
You have to put that self-work in.
But whenever you throw feelings into the mix, it fucking clouds everything because your feelings are involved and everything.
As an emotional nigga,
it is, bro.
Emotional nigga, feelings come and go. Let me.
The feelings do come and go, but while you're in your feelings, your way of thinking is different. Like it's like your thoughts before you get that nut out. Like your thoughts are different.
But Clips, I'm gonna tell you like I would tell that girl. My thing is, if you allow your feelings to cloud your better judgment, it is no longer the person who's abusing you's fault. It's your fault because you're choosing not to take a step back and consider the consequences for your behavior. So
and you're right.
If you stay in a relationship, like let's say you stay in a relationship that should only been 3 months, you stay in it for 2 years, you probably won't get in another good relationship for another 10 because of the damage that 2 years did. Because you chose to believe that you love some girl over listening to your homeboy, because usually it's always a group of people telling you to lead a person. Listening to your
Some
homeboy,
motherfuckers that don't have the same interests. They're not you.
Right. Listen to people who love you, and you chose to go against your better judgment because you was in love. I don't feel bad.
I don't either.
I don't
either. Because I be in love with every Instagram model. I leave double diamonds.
How many of y'all have gone through that?
I've gone through it once.
With what?
Gaslighting.
With being with somebody that you know you shouldn't be. You ignored the red flags, all that. How many? Okay. That's kind of my point. Like, we're not just born with that understanding of, okay, I got to look within to understand that, you know, this person ain't for me. Like, look, that's just part of life. You got to learn.
Don't do that.
Okay.
You got to learn.
Okay, so at what point, but this is my thing.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit when they love somebody or they think they love somebody.
Okay, but so how come we can't say, I'm not trying to hear that shit when you get out the relationship boo-hoo crying?
Maul says 7 days.
Hear my advice,
7.
if you're not trying to hear my advice when I tell you that your ass is stupid and you're a danger to yourself and to this other person, y'all are too toxic, and I'm not trying to hear you when you leave them and your life is burnt down. I'm gonna be there for you, but
no, I'm gonna call you.
Ways.
So here's some other shit. I'll give you some more perspective.
I'm gonna call you, and you gonna hear my shit.
To what she was saying, I've had now since I've been removed from the toxic situation. There has been other toxic shit that has happened since I disassociated with that person or those people. I can't give it energy. People will come to me and say, bro, she did this. Bro, she did this. She said this. Bro, you coming to me with this negative energy for what? I've been told you I don't care. I'm over the situation. I found out where I went wrong, where the other person went wrong, why the shit didn't work in the fucking first place. So if I've done all of this and you're my nigga or you're my friend, don't bring that shit to me. Because I don't need that shit in my life no more. If I told you I'm done and I've moved on. But like she said, it's this listening to other people. Other niggas will be like, what? She said, what? Hold on, bro. Nah, we can't go like that. I gotta go pull up. I gotta go tweet. I gotta do whatever. I gotta get her attention back. But at the end of the day, what you doing? You're feeding into that stupid shit.
Right.
But you have to.
And you can. Yes.
I didn't spend all of them days wondering if I was crazy for feeling like I didn't want to be in this relationship because I didn't want to compromise on something. I didn't stay up them long nights for no reason. I looked within and I said, hey, nigga, this is not what you want. Simple.
And because of that, now you know what toxic looks like and you know to stay away from it.
You have to look for shit like that.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So but you gotta go through that to know what that looks like. Because for some people it's once. You know, you might need a couple times to really get the lesson reinforced in there. You know, you might double back once in a while just to double check and make sure you saw what you saw. But basically, you gotta, you gotta go through it because somebody could be telling you, hey, this person's toxic, this person's no good for you. You gotta stay away from that. But you're not gonna understand that. You're not gonna grasp that, and you're not gonna really see the full effects of that until you experience it for yourself. And I think you have to.
And then, but I think too, though, I think that what I've learned in therapy dealing with other issues, not necessarily relationship issues, but other issues I've had, self-empowerment is the way to demolish all the bullshit. Because once you're empowered as a person, once you believe in yourself and you got self-confidence and high self-esteem, you're not going to attract people who are attracted to codependent people. You're not going to attract the bitch who's going to run all over you because she's going to be able to tell when she's talking to you, this nigga ain't going to do what I need him to do. So she's going to move on to the next sucker. Oh, that's why it's about working on you before you start. I just don't like when we
It's a
alleviate
process.
ourselves of accountability. You know what I'm saying?
No, never that. Never that. Never that. I never want to alleviate myself of accountability, but I never want to alleviate myself of empathy either. Because I can understand.
In no other conversation we talk about. So why is all
that's all I'm talking about?
Because this one is special.
Remember, all I'm talking. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Everything I've said today has been in regards to empathy because I'm speaking to the majority of people. I'm speaking to the field when I'm saying that most people are going through a certain thing and most people aren't on this level yet. Or like when I was saying like most people haven't gone through this level of self-reflection or self-understanding, it's because they just haven't gotten there yet. So I can understand how they may be going through a rough patch in dating or whatever it is.
We talking
grown
about
people, young people.
Yeah, he talking about everybody.
I'm talking about anybody who fits into that category. But it don't, I don't even want to put an age on it because it's not even a matter of age. It's about experience. Because you could be 28 or 30 and not experience something that an 18-year-old has experienced.
That's because but I'm not going to let you rock with that because I think beyond people not having the experience, they don't want to be open to the experience they've already have. You're talking to people who. So that's the thing. I'm going to try to speak light into people. I'm not going to speak victimization into people. People are not victims. Like they're not.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
But I feel like you're speaking to people's victimology. Like you're speaking to someone who feels bad for themselves instead of empowering themselves.
No. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing at all. And if I need to find another way to say it, then maybe so. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we need to just feel bad for people. I'm just saying I don't ever want to get to a place where I can't understand how someone got in a fucked up situation. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
so like,
absolutely.
Yeah. So like, I can understand how someone caught feelings for this person and ignored the red flags, and then now they're in a fucked up space because they're in a toxic relationship and they don't really know how to get out of it. I can understand that, and so I don't want to look at them into a light where it's like, oh, well, you should have looked at the red flag. You should have did this, or you should have, reflected, look at yourself, and all that. They don't necessarily receive that because they're not at that space to where they can really understand that.
That's on them though, because at the end of the day, you only fucking up your own life if you don't want to listen to.
It's on them, but again, it's a matter of experience and then knowing where to look to next or where to go from here. So yeah, it's on them because we're adults, we're human beings. Everything we do is on us, but again, you just have to learn from experience. So that's really my main thing. You learn from experience and based on your experiences. Yeah. Go ahead.
I have a question. So if let's say you got a homeboy, right? And he's always the victim of dating a crazy girl. At what point of him not listening to his experience and not listening to other advice, not listening to professional advice, at what point does the empathy stop and the accountability start? I guess that's my question because what I find is I have a lot of homeboys, homegirls who it's always the other person, and it's just like you haven't learned from your experience yet.
I've told people that same shit. People in abusive situations, and they don't want to listen.
But that's the thing. That's the thing, though. That's the thing. People not learning from experiences. That's a separate thing. But yeah, that does happen. People go through the same situation a couple times and don't really take nothing from it. But that just I think that's just a matter of just not wanting to learn, or you wanting to be ignorant in some things. Like ignorance is bliss. So, that type of thing.
Here's I'll offer this. So, just as an anecdotal example, I have a friend. Well, obviously, I won't say no names or nothing, but I have a friend who was in a very toxic, manipulative, fucking, just a abusive type situation. And for years, I've been telling them to just leave it alone. You don't need nothing to do with it. But like Clips is saying, sometimes people are in the throes of these emotions and they feel like I can't do anything but feel like addicted to this shit because I fucking care about them so much or whatever. But my answer to that, Clips, would be at some point, like she's saying, you have to take accountability for what you can control and remove
Absolutely.
yourself from a fucked up situation. Because at the end of the day, like she was saying, self-empowerment is so important. You have to be able to understand what you're willing to accept as a human being from other people. At some point, you just have to say, it's not healthy for me. It's not good for my mental. It's not good for my emotions. It's not good for my physical. If this motherfucker is XYZ, whether it be a female or a male, if this other person is harming me and making me feel less than in other parts of my life where I recognize myself to be valuable, then it takes that self-work, that intuition, whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't even call them red flags. That's my whole thing. I wouldn't even call it that. It's something that makes you uncomfortable, and when you bring that shit up, there's a point of contention. It's either you compromise or you don't. Pick a
I
side.
agree with everything you just said.
Pick a side. Do you want to compromise and really fuck with me, or do you want to just say whatever? Because that used to be another toxic point of emphasis in my toxic situation. I would always say, well, if you don't like it, then you can leave. But that's super toxic to say, because you know the other person
I was
has
about to
a
say
vested
it is.
interest
Yes.
in the relationship.
That will hurt
Yes.
me. That would hurt my feelings. Ooh.
That's different.
But that's how many layers to the shit there are.
I was saying that
because-
shit. I was dead serious. You can leave. But that's what I didn't understand is that's me projecting once again, perhaps an interest in polyamory and all of that other shit. Because I'm telling you, I don't care. I'll throw all of this. I'll knock all of this shit over. I don't care. We can go to ground
I'll knock
zero
all this shit
and
over.
Yeah, we can go back to
knock all
ground
this
zero
shit
and completely go back to being strangers. I don't care. That
You really probably didn't. Did you care?
so that's huh?
No,
care?
definitely not.
Who?
You, nigga, I guess not.
About what?
Dude,
About her? About the situation?
About
At
the
that point,
situation.
no. At that point, no.
But that's why you
No.
say that, because it's like, man, why are you pressing me with this shit? Like, I didn't put a gun to your head and tell you that you needed to be over here. Like, you can go. Like, what the fuck?
And I'm not gonna sit here and allow you to disrespect my family, the way I think, the way I project, or the way I carry myself, and all that other shit. I'm not gonna allow myself to let it get to that level, because I've been through all of that as well. It becomes very layered. That shit is toxic as fuck. Huh?
I mean, no, like that nigga in Houston said, you can always get the fuck out.
Always. That's always an option.
Hey, you can get the
Do
fuck
what
out.
you want. You can do what the fuck you please. The door is right there.
Yeah, this was my goal for this right here. And if y'all ain't with that, y'all get the fuck out.
I can get the fuck out.
Simple.
Mm-hmm.
This
But
is
look,
the
I don't
time
want
I'm on.
to. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to even keep dragging this out longer than we need to. But that was definitely a good conversation. He said the door didn't move. The door sure didn't move. The door
It
right
never
there,
did.
where
The same
it
spot.
normally
You come in
is,
and out that bitch.
Door ain't moved.
got the same handle,
The same
open the
hinges,
It
same
look
way.
exactly the same. Made of the same
Yeah.
material.
same knob,
You can use it.
the same
It got
knob.
hinges, a knob.
I get you a key.
Don't let it hit you on the way out, cause that
With a good
sometimes it
one
hurt.
split you.
Oh man.
Come on.
Sometimes it hurt.
But look, that's look. I don't want to even keep going on right here, because we can go on for another hour on this same shit.
Easy.
But
Right.
we gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today, y'all. I appreciate y'all being here.
Cut.
I appreciate it, bro.
What you say?
I said cut, nigga.
Cut. Damn, you the
Yeah.
director of this shit now?
Cut it. Cut it.
Well, I can be what is it? I can be production assistant. You the director.
Yeah. Hey, I'm talent.
The talent.
I'm
I want
gonna
the
start
talent
needing
tech
some
and I
Eminem.
want the production assistant.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
Well,
start-
anyways,
Specific
I
subject.
appreciate everybody watching in the chat. Watching, lurking. Thank y'all for being here. If you fuck with the conversation, if you like what we doing, I appreciate if you just leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Just that means a lot. Help us keep going doing this thing here. But thank y'all for coming through. Yeah, all that good shit.
Smash the thumbs up button, bro.
Right, smash
Thumbs up,
that like
guys.
button, man.
Like button, bro. Swipe
Let's
up.
hit 1 million likes on this video, guys.
Guys, we're gonna set a like goal. Let's get 50K likes on this one. Fucking Christ.
Oh my god.
All right,
Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my host here, Jew and Jay, Young Zara, the goddess. Appreciate y'all.
Queen, the queen of the podcast realm.
The podda.
Hey, I was going when you said we was doing this, I was gonna say I'm a podda, not a da. Now I was like, nah, I'm gonna say them bars.
Save it, yeah, next time. Next week.
Next week.
But yeah, we'll be. No. Hold chill. They're not ready. Relax. They're not ready.
I want to hear.
We'll be back next week, though.
What's her 8?
She got it.
Ooh.
You got
Don't even worry about it.
Right,
Don't even worry about it.
No, I can
Don't even worry about it.
Too, but you gotta write my bars, and I'll be on this bitch. I do.
Listen, thank y'all for coming out tonight. I really appreciate everybody.
Go ahead, bro. It's like Joe with the drops and shit. Bro.
Oh my!
Like,
Hey,
yeah?
We're talking over your drops.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
damn. Hey, I'm gonna have a working soundboard next week. I promise you.
that shit sounds so pitiful, bro.
It's like ain't no. But
We will be back next week, next Monday. You heard it here first. Same time. We back.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
y'all for coming. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe. Turn on notifications, guys. And we'll be here back with the fire content.
Just gave a battle cry.
Oh my god. Also, I'm working on getting this put on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that shit. So
God.
look out for that in the future. We'll infiltrate your phone by any means necessary. So don't worry about it.
I ain't like that.
infiltrate.
I infiltrate it, bro. We'll pull up though.
Yeah, pull up. It's the new pull up.
With the stick. Woo, let it hit.
All right, goodbye.
That's some Atlanta shit.
Bye.
I thought I was playing. I'm really trying to go to Atlanta. Anyway.
Yeah, why don't y'all come?
Hey,
We'll talk soon.
I'm scared.
Go. Bye.
Peace. God bless.
Y'all have a good night.